The holiday season is upon us once again. I kind of just wanted to do a video about like stuff that I'm into right now, so I figured it was a good idea to roll that into like a sort of holiday wish list thing. You know, if I stumble onto some like Black Friday sales or something, I'll try and let you know about it, but it's not up to me if things are on sale. You know what I'm saying? Some of this is stuff that I've like actually put on a list that I want. I mean, all of it is stuff that I'm into right now. Some of it is stuff that I'm like actively asking for the holidays, or that I'm just gonna buy myself because I have no self-control. But it's sort of like a if money was no object type thing, like things I just have my eye on. I just think it's fun to talk about stuff that I am into, so let's get right into it. But before I do, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to the channel. Fun fact, they have added a little animation when you hit the subscribe button. It's like customized to you and your personality and your YouTube profile. So it's really cool and you should hit it. I probably can get into trouble for saying I'm lying. That's not true. But do subscribe if you like this channel, and let's get into it. First big thing, and I mentioned this in my last video, I am huge right now for whatever reason into, boom, silver metallic athletic sneakers, running shoes, whatever. These are my gel Kayano 14s. You know, what's funny is like, I've had these for a minute, but I feel like it was the wave like a year ago, and now the new thing, you know, we're bored of that. We're on to flat sneakers. I'm still here. And I thought I was going to be like satisfied because I picked these up and like I've been wearing them. I like them. And how many silver sneakers do you need? My answer is a lot, apparently. You know what kicked it off for me was I saw a kid in those are the metallic plums, I want to say. Plum. The word plum is in the name. I saw a kid in the gym wearing the Nike P6000. I think it's metallic silver colorway. And they're really cool in person. Like the chrome hits or whatever are just really striking. So that's like the number one thing that got me on this train. And now I'm like, no brakes, baby. So the P6000 I'm definitely looking to pick up. And just along those lines, the other colorway I really like is the athletic department. The ones that they came out with, like I want to say like 2 years ago or something. And it's one of those things I'm kind of kicking myself about because like I wanted them, but I was like, these aren't hype and I don't need them, so I'm gonna skip them. And now the price is like slowly climbed up on those to the point where it's like, I don't wanna drop like $300 on these, but they are nice and I have always liked that colorway, so I don't know. Sometimes you should jump on things when they're not hype. So that's the other colorway I'm looking at. But, you know, we talk about Black Friday, right? Nike right now has a sale on Spiridon Cage 2. There's a silver sneaker in that, which I actually just picked up the other day. So much for my self-control. But, you know, they're already discounted and then they have like another discount on top of it. Hopefully by the time this video comes up, it's still out there. So if you want some cheap Spiridon 2s, check those out. But I'm very excited for those to come in. Maybe I'll do a little mini review on the channel, but that's another one. Another one actually that falls along the line of like, just in the Nike space, I could stick in there and say the Vomeros. They have like some more like metallic colorways that I like. I don't know if I like them enough to go for them because I'm really after that like metallic hit. You know what I think it is? I've been getting like hyper targeted. I'm trying to redesign my office so I can move out of this space and get some actual fidelity in this bee. But I've been really hyper targeted with this like modern industrial aesthetic. Maybe you guys have been hit by this too, but I'm really feeling it right now, which is like all neutrals except for like metallic hits all over the place. And so in my head, it's like almost like a Y2K thing. Like I'm in this like really stainless steel mindset. And I think it's creeping into my love of shoes. So the Vomeros, they don't quite have those chrome hits that I want. In a similar, I do a lot of stuff with my hands. I'm not even Italian. In a similar vein, the New Balance 1906R is like a black and silver colorway that I think would be really cool. I think those are actually on sale too right now, but they're not deep enough discount for me to want to jump. Again, trying not to spend $500 on essentially the same shoe. But I'm gonna. Sticking in that vibe, but starting to veer away a little bit, hopefully. You know what? If you're not into metallic sneakers, I'm gonna put a timestamp on this because I'm gonna talk about them a lot. Just jump here ahead and we'll talk about other things at that point. But for now, enjoy the ride. And you can tell me which is your favorite of the ones that I'm gonna go through. Mizuno. I've been really feeling some, again, this is along the lines of like shoes I wish I'd gotten when they were less hype. The Mizuno MXR Osaka pack. Got a little hit of color in there, but I really like the design and the colors look really nice. You know, I had a pair of like Puma RSX Resurgence that were a similar vein and I actually sold those. I kind of wish I had them now. They weren't as silvery, but the Mizuno ones, Mizuno also does like a silver black one that's like less, I think you can still get it for retail, that I think is really nice. Going back to Asics actually, I'm just jumping all over the place. I think I'm set with Kayano 14s, but I love this silhouette. If you don't have a pair of Kayano 14s, go for it. I think everyone should have a pair of these. They're super hot right now. This is to me like the ultimate form of that like look that I'm going for, that like athletic running sneaker with the like metal hits. And they make so many of these. Oh gosh, there's like a pure silver one I think right now. My wife has like the midnights, it's like midnight cream or something like that. Your cup runneth over for those. But I've been really feeling the Asics Gel Nimbus 10.1. Kith just did a collab with Marvel where they released like a Mega Man Iron Man colorway. That was pretty cool. I should say Marvel vs. Capcom colorway. That was pretty cool. But you know what I like about them is the toe box has this like oval shape on it that really reminds me of, well, it's actually kind of the opposite. The Balenciaga staple sneaker. Really, the staple sneaker reminds me of those, but I really like those 10.1s. And it's a brand or designer I'm not familiar with, but Kim Kim, I think that's how it's pronounced, I hope, did a collab with Asics on the 10.1s. It's really nice. Also, Toga did a collab, and those are, I'm not going to get them, but they're really cool. And then finally, this one flew under the radar. I feel like it was very little released, but Little Tokyo Table Tennis, they're reselling like for a crazy amount. So again, this list is things I'm not going to get, but it's a mix of things I want realistically and things that I would get if I could, but the resale on those is crazy. But I do think they're cool, and I think they flew a little under the radar, so check those out. Am I done with the trainers? No, I can't be. God, I wrote so many of these. The Margiela Solomon collab that just came out, I thought was super nice, but it was already expensive and then resale snatched up, so not gonna happen. But those are in that vein of like a shoe I've been into. They've done a collab with like the Solomons that have like more of the cage. I forgot the name, but those actually weren't as hyped. So like there's still some pairs sitting around for not that bad. I would consider that. You know what's a brand I had like no exposure to is Diadora. The Diadora Mythos sneaker, I think that's pretty hot. I'm gonna look into that. It's not quite as much in the like vibe of the others that I'm looking at, but like I like the shape. It has a very like aggressive, like forward momentum shape to it that's really cool. And then this is totally out of left field for this type of like sneaker that I'm into, but just a pair of cooked blazers. Every time I see it, like I like cooked Converse, every time I see a pair of just like beat to hell blazer mids, I'm like, those look dope. That's like the ultimate version of that shoe, and you can get them on eBay pre-cooked. Like I would rather get a pair cooked than new, if that makes sense. You can get them on eBay for like 25 bucks. So I think I'll just do that at some point and I don't know, throw them on when I feel like it. Good gym shoe, nice and flat. So I think that finally does it for the sneakers, I think. Alan Edmonds, I think, has a sale on right now, so check that out. That has nothing to do with sneakers, but whatever, unless you want these dreadful things. You know, speaking of sales that I just happen to know are going on right now, Carhartt work in progress. I'll try and put a link in the description, but you know, they're like their fashiony runway variant of Carhartt. So there's some really nice stuff, some like light, like pre-wear looks on them, like washed looks. They're having an early Black Friday, like access sale, early 25, I believe is the password. And there's still a decent amount of stuff on there for like up to 60% off. Check that out. I would get some like Detroit jackets or something like that, but it's just not something in the market for right now. I have too much other crap that I want, as you can tell by this list. So unless you're living under a rock, you've probably heard the quarter zip trend. And I don't know what happened with this. It just like popped up overnight, and I literally saw like this quarter zip mania went from like 0 to 60 overnight. And does this ever happen to you where like I'm like a little annoyed that it's a trend because I wanted it? I have quarter zips, but like I wanted some quarter zips, and now I'm worried that like if I buy one, everyone's gonna be like, you're on the quarter zip trend. It's like, I was already there. I already wanted one. That's probably just a me thing. But Suit Supply, I don't really care about their suits so much, but I have an eye for their knits. They have really nice knitwear. I have a sweater from them that's like a really nice thick wool. They have really nice materials. Check them out. Just like a lot of like silk and cashmere. Maybe it's not the best silk cashmere in the world, I don't know. But like for what you're getting price-wise, I feel like it's really good value. And I like their designs. They're like nice and simple, very good, like basic, nice stuff. There's a couple quarter zips and like there's a full zip I want from them. I'm a little burned because they had it in like a beige color that I liked, and now it's not on the site anymore. But yeah, like the pieces I have from them are really nice. So I'm definitely looking at them for like a half zip, quarter zip, or like even like full like polos, like polo cardigans. Check out Suit Supply. Unfortunately, I don't think they do any sales. I am on Black Friday, but that's very rare that they would do one. Here's kind of a weird one. Baggy raw denim. For whatever reason, I always think of raw denim as like a slim man's game, because like I'm maybe it's an old mindset. I'm like, oh, raw denim, you're wearing it to get the fades. You got to have some folds and some creases and some stacks to get fades, right? And you're not going to get that so much with like nice baggy leg raw denim, right? I'm sure you'll still get fades, but like I have a mental block about it, like, well, what's the point? But I do like that like raw indigo look. And also, I mean, Japanese selvage, better quality, whatever you want to say. So I've been looking at some options there. I mean, again, I'm wearing APCs right now, so my mind kind of immediately goes to an APC pair. But like, I've had Naked and Famous in the past. I really like them. Not raw, but I've also been looking into like picking up a pair of 316s. Another kind of weird angle is like, I want some Japanese denim that's not raw, like washed Japanese denim. And I've been looking up this pair by 316 that has like a really nice looking wash to it, but you'd still get that like nice Japanese denim quality. I have enough jeans, but you can never have too many jeans. I've literally said to myself, stop buying jeans. But I don't have a ton of like baggy jeans, to be fair. Or even like, I should just get more straight leg. Whatever, let's get off jeans. I'll just throw it out there. You know I love belts. I have an unhealthy obsession with belts for some reason. These Recto belts, I think are really nice. I really like the kind of gold square buckle that they have. I mean, they're expensive, but they're like for luxury brand, not those prices. They're not $500 or whatever. And Recto, I think, is a really nice Korean brand that like I never hear anyone talking about. I should just do a video about brands you never heard of or whatever, and I'll champion them till the day I die. But I think they're really cool. I really like that belt. So it sold out briefly on the site and then came back. So I had that moment of like, no, I missed my chance. But it's come back to me. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it'll be yours forever. That's what they say. But we'll see if I want to spend $200 on 2 belts. Anyway, check Recto out. I want Chrome Hearts everything. I feel like a bit of a hypocrite because like I made a video criticizing Chrome Hearts, and I do think they have really kind of crappy business tactics. But I feel like I'm like suffering from abuse from some of these brands because I'm like coming back to them, even though I know I shouldn't. But my number one thing is I want a pair of Chrome glasses. I've been on that train for a while. I've been supposed to be saving up for them and doing a bad job. For instance, I just bought those Nikes. I didn't need those. But that's kind of my North Star right now, is I'm trying to save up for a pair of Vagillionaire 2s. God, I hate that name. I hate all the names of the Chrome Hearts glasses. But on the topic of glasses, there's actually a couple I want to get into. And I've always bought sunglasses, but I've never bought like just like fashion glasses, like no prescription or anything. I don't need glasses. How do you guys feel about that, actually? I don't see an issue. I think there are some people that are like, no, you should not wear clear glasses unless you need them. To me, I guess I just see them as like another facial accessory. Like if you have earrings, they don't serve any function, but they're a face adornment. They're an accessory. Especially if you have some like nice like fashion glasses. I don't know. I don't see any problem with it. Maybe it's like stolen valor for people with bad eyesight. But so with that in mind, like a nice like step down from Chrome Hearts, I think would be actually some Gentle Monsters. Gentle Monster advertising is killing it right now, by the way. I don't know if you've seen like the Tilda Swinton stuff, but it's like the coolest ad I've ever seen in my life. And they did like a horror game recently. I got to play that thing. I should review it as a short, but yeah, they've been really killing it, and their designs are great, and they're not that expensive. Like I was actually surprised, just because if you get any like luxury brand glasses, they're going to be at least like $400. These are more like $300. I really like the Altos, but like looking at them, I feel like they'd be I got to try them on. I feel like they'd be a little too big for my face. I tried on these Moscots. The Lemtosh is again like the Moscot's like flagship glass. Maybe I can flash a picture up here. Thought it looked too big for me. And I liked these Billiks more, which were a little smaller, and that's what I feel like translating to Gentle Monster. I'm gonna call them Joes. They might be supposed to be Jose, but it's with a Z. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hose. But I feel like those are a little bit smaller, and I feel like would look better on my face. This is another one of those things. I mentioned this in the last video about buying dupes, where I almost don't want to get a pair of Gentle Monsters because that will make me be like, I don't need the Chrome Hearts. Because they're like similar enough. Like they have a similar shape, black glasses with like some nice like metal detailing on the side. It's a really stupid reason, but I don't know. If I want that North Star, I want to like reach. I want to climb Everest. I don't want to climb like the 5th highest mountain. You know what I mean? Stupid, toxic mindset, but that's me. And then along the lines of glasses, I've mentioned them before, but the Oakley Meta like AI glasses. It's the weirdest thing in the world because I don't like Meta and I don't like Oakley typically, but this pair with like the clear sides. I think this, again, like kind of Y2K. I want more like transparent plastic stuff in my life. I miss that era. And it's making a little bit of a comeback. I just feel like those are really cool. And also the reason why I like them from the meta aspect is like, I'd like to do more videos where I'm like out and about shopping or whatever, but I always feel awkward as hell being like, hey everyone, or like filming something like that. There's certainly like, I don't know. I don't want to make anyone like uncomfortable. And I feel like a lot of people don't like the idea like you recording them or whatever. Like, I don't know. The technology feels young and it needs to be seen where that's going to shake up. But just for the purpose of like going to stores or thrifts or whatever and just being able to be like, boom, like that would be cool. So something I'm thinking about. Speaking of like accessories, C2H4 is a brand I didn't know much about, but they've got some really cool stuff. They especially have this like watch bracelet. I think I mentioned I've been looking at some like more vintage watches and like metal, again, metal everything, like vintage metal, like stainless steel or silver watches. And I saw this like C2H4 watch bracelet that they came out with. It's like a bracelet that looks kind of like a watch. And I've been really liking that. I might have to pick it up secondhand because it's not, new anymore, but it's not terribly priced on the secondhand market. But I think it's really cool. Also check out C2H4 because they're a pretty cool brand. But yeah, metal watches in general, vintage watches. I really want to I like a smaller watch actually. And I feel like that's more of like a vintage thing. So I've been just like looking at eBay, seeing what's out there. Like a lot of 70s watches are pretty cool. I'd love to pick something up there. Speaking of the 70s, how's that for a transition? Amiri, my love-hate relationship with Amiri continues. But Farfetch now is on sale. Again, Black Friday. And there are 2 Amiri jackets that I really want. One of them I've wanted for a while. It's this like, it's like a full zip jacket. But it has a really cool, like, just like a little Amiri logo and I like a nice gold zipper. Again, I'm getting more into, I know I'm talking about silver in this video, but I'm getting more into gold. I say more into just because like my whole life I was never a gold guy. I think I could be a gold guy. So there's that one. It's only like a 10% discount on Farfetch. It would have to go on like 50, 60% for me to consider it because it's over 1,000 and I don't love it that much. But I was looking through their stuff and they have this beautiful leather jacket that's got like it looks like it has like a nice crop to it. And I really like crop jackets and I find that they're like hard to get as a man, like particularly leather jackets, like an aggressive crop. This Amiri jacket's not that aggressive, I don't think, but like the Coach crops jackets, I was like, I'm in love. But the men's version is always like, maybe a little bit of crop, but probably not. But this Amiri jacket is gorgeous. Unfortunately, it's $2,600 at 50% off. So again, we're just pie in the sky here. I'm not gonna get it. But the only thing is like it has this big Amiri on the back of it. So I don't even know if I'd want it based on that. Like I just like the little logo is all you need, guys. You don't need to plaster the thing on there. Speaking of, I know I've talked about this a lot in my like trends video, but like I'm still fiending for like oversized leather jackets, and just type in rare leather jacket into eBay or just leather jacket, whatever, and you'll get tons of cool stuff for like way discounted prices. And I've seen stuff like Burberry Brit stuff, again, for like $200. I've been to thrifts where they're trying to unload like some like crappy Wilson's jackets with a bunch of like rips and flaws and stuff for like $200. Just go to eBay and get a Burberry jacket. Or I saw this nice one from like Armani. That one's like $400, $450, but like an Armani leather jacket, I don't know. If you're willing to shop like old season for leather jackets that don't really go bad or they get a little bit of character on them, like that's the way to go. So I'm definitely looking at that. I want to amass like a leather jacket collection that's just like, again, too many silver sneakers, too many leather jackets. That's the goal. That's what's best in life. So that's, I don't want to keep rambling forever because I certainly could. You know what? We'll do one more thing. We'll check Grailed. I'm just going to look at my Grailed stuff and see if there's anything worthwhile to put on here that would be actually interesting. And don't you guys steal any of the stuff that I'm trying to get. That would be rude. I've got this like Balenciaga poncho on. Actually, dang, that's a good price. Don't buy it. I'm trying to cop. No, I don't know if I'll ever get this just because it is so like unusual that I don't know if I need it. But like Balenciaga poncho from my favorite collection, 2017, only a couple $100, not terrible. If I ever feel like flexing, this Julius like burst top thing, I loved this in the collection when it came out, and here's the thing, when in the hell am I gonna wear this? But it's cool. I really like it. So I've got my eye on it. Also, the person wants way too much for it. Again, Balenciaga bomber from the political campaign. That's sick. Let's see, anything else cool? I haven't really talked much on this channel about Lacoste, but Lacoste runway shows have been killing it lately. I really like this alligator sweater. and the price isn't bad, and if I could offer a little bit low, I would pick that up for sure. Somebody should buy this. This Sandro XL leather jacket. They only want oh man, they want $150 shipping? What are they smoking? If you can get them to talk down on the shipping, you should pick it up. Because $250 for a full leather Sandro jacket is pretty good. It's an XL. I think it'd just be too big for me. This Julius sweater from the Mammothons collection is one of the best sweaters I've ever seen in my life. It's a size 2, which I think would be too small for me, but it looks kind of oversized. So I've just been like waiting to pull the trigger on it someday. They made a brown one that I've never been able to find that I thought looked sick. If you know the brown one exists somewhere, let me know. Mammothons. I love that jacket. I love everything from the Mammothons collection. Look it up if you haven't. It's really cool. But yeah, nothing else too exciting on the Grailed. I think just the usual stuff. So I hope you guys like this wish list video. Do tell me what is on your list. Did you like anything on mine? Are you feeling the silver sneakers wave? Tell me what you're fiending for the most this holiday season, what you're looking forward to buying on Black Friday. Of course, I assume, like me, you use Black Friday as an excuse to buy stuff for yourself, foolishly. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do subscribe, leave a like, and I will catch you in the next one. See you guys.